Attention, bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen!
Hello, Yodlers. We are the Matterhorn Yodlers. I am your host today, Jackie, and we have...
GV.
I'm Bob Chapek. I'm here. I hear money. I hear money today.
I almost was Peter. I was like, Peter! But I was like, no, you're somebody else.
And...
Father Yodeler.
And today...
We're spending money.
We're spending money we don't have.
Jackie gave us lots of money.
I
So...
didn't think it was that much after I started doing my own bill. It's like,
Yeah.
oh man, this used to go a lot further.
So, a random stranger climbed up our mountain.
Hey, you want to go on a Disney trip? Whoa, put that away, buddy.
Someone climbed up on our mountain and gave us each $15,000.
Ooh,
But we
cold
could
hard cash.
only spend it at Disney.
only?
I mean,
Well-
there's the on the meat,
The
I-
the key focus is Disney.
Okay, all right. I was
You
gonna
can't
say,
just
there's-
pocket the money. I
the-
mean, there's airfare and like,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
I went to
okay.
downtown Disney, bought some Mickey ears, and I paid off my taxes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I put an extension on my home.
You need to
Didn't have to get that second mortgage. Thank you.
Right?
The money is for a vacation for you and your spouse, unless you chose to leave your spouse at home.
There was a point in some of the planning. There was like, ooh,
don't dare do that.
how mad is my wife going to be if I go ahead without her on this
I
trip?
know, right?
Yes, when I told my husband about this idea of a podcast, he got really excited. He's like, "Oh, let's do this," and I had to remind him, "We don't have the money."
We're missing one key feature: the guy on the mountain with the money.
Yes.
We're not on a mountain.
We're in a desert.
So I gave the task that everyone has $15,000 to spend on a trip for Disney, and everyone had to decide where to go. And this, all of this money has to include your food, your how to travel there and back.
Bribes.
Yeah, you gotta. So all of that, and to see the different ways you can spend $15,000 for a couple
Or for family.
or a family.
I think I've put it
Yeah,
as a
we
couple.
put it as a couple.
I
but-
did couple because that's pretty much...
Yeah.
I did have one scenario where I could bring the whole family, but it would be...
Right.
It would be tight.
Yeah. And so if you have $15,000 laying around, maybe this might help you plan your own vacation.
If you want, you can include us. If you... We'll be your guide.
So we're gonna start with Peter. Where are you going?
So, when planning this out, when kind of figuring out what I would want to do, I figured, I'm going to plan this around, me and my wife will have like an anniversary trip. So this is a 10-day trip.
Nice.
10 days.
That's pretty impressive.
Right. So, obviously we pay for the airfare.
Where are you going?
We're going.
What's the airfare?
We're flying to Disney World.
Disney World.
We're
So
doing
West
10
Coast to...
Yes, we're flying out to Florida. We're gonna do 10 days at Disney World.
Man, I get kind of done after like 7 days.
Well, it
But
depends.
you really want to
Depends.
do it
It
all.
depends how you do it. I think you can easily spend 10 days. I mean, there's more to Disney World than the parks.
correct.
And there's the slow way of doing
Yes.
Correct.
The
It's not
luxury.
so
Mosey around.
it's not like I took you to Disney World the first time and it's like, This is our last chance.
This is our
We're-
only
we're
chance.
The rope drop till they're kicking us out of the park.
Right.
We're
you know.
clopening. We're gonna close open this.
And we are
place.
going to be in lines the whole time. Bring your trail mix. We're not stopping to eat.
Please, Dad, can I not carry the heavy backpack? That's got all your food in it.
Bring your diapers. We're not changing until the night. You know.
Dad, this is
Bring your
embarrassing.
catheters. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So obviously we paid for airfare, whatever. You know, it wasn't terribly expensive. It was like $400 or whatever. But we're going to the parks for 6 days. So for 2 people, that was just over $1,500. Surprisingly, 10 days in the park was like $1,700. So it was like
The longer you stay,
It's
the
the
cheaper it
better.
is.
I was shocked. I was
They
all
get
like,
a lot of people from the UK come and stay for 15 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I would check people in the hotel and be like 15 days. We had like a rule where it's like a minimum stay at each hotel. It's like 29 or
I
something.
get it. You're doing like you can bounce to the coast to go to the beach, or you can go to another theme park, and you're still in.
Well, they just get like an annual pass.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
With how many days?
That's true. I never thought about that.
yeah, I looked at the annual pass thing. I decided not to play that aspect
Yeah.
of it. I mean, I could have been like annual passes for both of us, but that like doubled the cost of how much the tickets would have been. So I was like, no, that's fine. This is just about this trip. I'm not. This isn't about.
So
like, planning
you're going to
for
be in the park
future.
for 6.
6 days in the parks.
Which parks do you think you're going to do? Like multiple times and
Epcot, for sure. We're doing
every day Epcot.
We're doing Epcot and Magic.
Are these
Kingdom.
hoppers or singles?
Singles? Everything's singles. But I only need a day for Animal Kingdom and one for Hollywood. But Epcot I would like to take my time with, as well as Magic Kingdom. So the expensive thing was the hotel.
Yeah, where are you staying?
We're staying at the Yacht Club, baby.
That's fun.
Yacht Club.
Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Why did you pick the yacht?
That's my
Club.
dream resort. Like that's where I've always wanted to just go.
They have, it's classified at the resort, they have a water park. They classify their pool as a water park.
What makes it better than the other
They
resorts?
got a lazy river.
They have a lazy river. They have a
Oh.
sand bottom pool. They've got
So they
Couple
dropped a
slides,
bunch
few
of
slides.
They
Yeah,
dropped a bunch of sand at the bottom of the pool, and they're like, "We're a water park now."
yeah, basically.
It's nice. It's close to Epcot. I got a room facing Epcot, so I could watch the fireworks from my room.
Epcot.
Epcot. You're gonna hear that a lot. You're gonna hear Epcot.
Peter's
quite a
like
bit.
Epcot's
Hey,
number one fan.
I'll say this: my wife loves Epcot too. So
I like Epcot too, but my wife was like, "Oh yeah, we could do like Christmas at Epcot," and she'd be like, "Nah, do we have to?" Like, I'm like, "Well," I'd really sell
Right.
her on something like that.
The Santa Clauses and the different.
That was the only thing
Yeah.
that I could really sell her. Be like, "There's this and there's these rides. The other park is gonna be miserable."
and then you got the Voices of Liberty singing Christmas carols.
oh,
like-
they do that?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Mm-hmm.
So what time of the year are you going?
Oh, so we figured our anniversary, so Christmas.
Okay,
time.
Christmas. That's right.
Oh, wow. Crowded. Okay.
Well, 10 days.
10 days. You can mosey around as you please.
Like it wouldn't. It's not the week, so we would be ending our trip before
Christmas.
Christmas. Before Christmas.
So you're finishing
Okay.
your anniversary before
Right.
the craziness.
Right. We let's see here. Obviously, we got lightning lanes for every single day that we go to the parks, except for one. I'm springing for the Premier Pass, which is the fancy pass.
Yeah,
for Magic Kingdom.
that's fair.
Yeah,
I can see that.
for one of my Magic Kingdom.
You just want
days.
to push through one day and just like accomplish it.
Just
Right.
get all the
Well,
rides
like,
done.
That's the one you get the most bang for your for
Yeah.
your buck.
There's more
is-
rides there.
Yeah.
There's more rides. Like most of the rides are on the list.
There's longer lines. Yeah, I could see that.
So I figured like that would the other ones I could get by with just the regular fast pass with that. We're gonna do photography. Get a professional photographer for when we go to Magic Kingdom and Epcot.
How much does that cost?
$100,
You can just get
for
Father
each.
Yoda. He'll follow you around for $100.
right?
You pay his ticket. He's there.
He'll even hide behind a bush.
He
Just
did
get me
like
the ticket.
he
Yeah.
just went. We went with him like early on when I was dating my wife, and like my wife's like, your dad just pops out of weird places to take pictures of us. Like we were in the Italian shop, and she's like, oh, look at this ornament. Oh, there's your father. And I'm like, he's a really good photographer. He's like, sure.
I don't know if I'm a good photographer, but I do pop out of strange places.
She'll always mention that. It's like, yeah, your father just loves taking pictures at random places.
But I think it would be nice, have a professional photography session at Magic Kingdom and Epcot.
Yeah.
To, have those special portraits made.
I think that would be
There.
awesome. That's really
nice.
Then I did sign up for a Magic Kingdom tour.
Ooh.
Not a VIP tour, just a regular
Yeah.
like guiding tour for my extra Magic Kingdom day.
cool. Do you think your wife's going to like that?
Well, it's both of us. I've got stuff down here for her, so
Oh, I was just curious if she, like, your
I don't
opinion, do you
know.
think she would like that?
probably not. But this is for me too. So, but that was
I'm making the itinerary here.
Are
Look at me. Look at me. I'm in charge.
Are you trying to start an imaginary fight?
I'm
that-
just curious.
no. You're good.
I don't think that's. I'm just curious. If his wife would think that is interesting.
She might like. It surprises me sometimes. Like there'll be things like that will surprise her. That will surprise me that she gets into. And
I
other
think
times
she'd be
like,
open to it because it's
She would
new
be.
and different.
That I don't argue with that. I'm just curious if she would actually like the end product that
she-
it is.
Like she would probably hate the idea at first. She'd be like, "No, I don't want."
But then she's in the tunnels, and then she's like, "Whoa,
Then when like,
it smells
stinky-
like garbage."
Stinky tunnels.
but I think
Wow.
getting the experience, hearing the travel, the tour guide kind of talking about the history of things, I think she'd get into that aspect of it, and then she'd warm up to it. So I think initially she would be like, "I don't know if I want to do this," but then afterwards she'd be like, "Actually, that was quite enjoyable."
Cool. I was wondering if you think that if this was for you or
Right.
if it was for both of you.
So I'm paying for special dining for Epcot fireworks.
Oh yeah.
Get
Oh,
prime
yeah.
viewing for their big
More time
show,
the merrier in Epcot.
right?
Is there any like place in Epcot that you really want to eat, like a country?
So I did. I think the one in Epcot that I do have listed here. This point, I was just trying to find.
Sure.
I'm trying to spend money at this point.
I mean, yeah. Shut up and
because-
take my money, Disney.
I found, and I think this would be something my wife would really get it, and this is why I'd say like this one would be for her because it's in Japan. They're Tokumi Teo Tei restaurant.
Is that the one upstairs?
Yeah.
$250 a person.
It was a lot cheaper when I went.
Wait,
So,
is that the?
That's like their
The
big.
teppanyaki kind of.
That's
grill.
that much now.
It used to be like 100 and something back in the day.
So,
I mean, I ate there at the college program, but we did do with the percentage coupon. So, yeah.
and this is for their like special package.
Oh,
that,
okay.
That includes like,
Fancy.
yes, this
yes.
is
The
fan-
works.
This is the works.
This is the word.
Like when you get your car washed, you're like, oh no, we're going all the way.
So like they give you a
and you
platter.
have no
with,
idea.
Like,
you're like $20
they basically give you a giant platter, and it's just a giant platter filled with
Gotcha.
sushi
that you
And
will
so-
never eat all
Right.
of.
Yeah.
Right. But
And you
my
can't
wife,
take left.
Peter's
She-
throwing money left and right.
Yeah. He's tipping good.
right. I think that's it for my Epcot stuff. I did rent out a boat for
Riverboat gambling.
Ooh, yacht,
Uh,
yacht fireworks or
fireworks on
lagoon.
The Bay Lake.
Bay Lake
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
to watch
nice.
the fireworks.
That's
it's,
fun.
It's beautiful when you're away from the park to watch the fires.
Yeah.
Fireworks, not fires. Sorry.
Watch
excuse
the
me.
fires.
Sorry, misspoke.
That's fun.
So yeah, I put that one on there. I put the California Grill.
Ooh, nice.
Put the California Grill on there. That was like $140, roughly. Obviously, I've always wanted to do the hoop-de-doo.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh, wow.
that's one. of
Have
my
I done that
bucket-
twice?
I think you
I did it with you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did we do it again? Was it the hoop-de-doo that we did?
No, we did the.
I wasn't there, but
We did the Hawaiian.
We did the Hawaiian one, but didn't we do another thing over there? No?
did you do it with
I did
Mom
one.
also?
I did. On the trip that we went to go visit Jackie,
We did the Hawaiian.
we did the Hawaiian show.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's no longer there.
Yeah, because they built an ugly hotel there.
It's not that ugly.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet we missed the Hawaiian show.
It was pretty good. I
Now
liked
we have
it.
to go to Alawani.
Nalani's nice though, so.
I did put Ohana's restaurant on there. 'cause
Nice.
It's a good food there.
You're gonna get some pork.
Yep. Let's see here. Some other random things. I got the we get the Amphicar tour. You know what that is?
No.
So that's when you drive in the car that floats in the in the lake at downtown Disney. So it's a boat car.
Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
okay.
Okay.
The boat car.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Also horse-drawn excursion. So we get horse-drawn
Oh,
carriage.
yeah. That's
You're really
fun.
doing some things outside of the box.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then I did put down some horseback riding because they offer that over there as
Is that
well.
something you think for your wife, or is that
Yes.
just?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that would be for her. I'm trying to see here. That's pretty much it, and that leaves us just roughly under $3,000 for merchandising and other
Yeah.
small eating items and things like that.
Oh, you didn't blow it all, huh?
Well, I left it open
There's
for
a-
miscellaneous spending.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I spent $20 on a Disney pin.
And then the 15th
then-
day, I have $3,000 for the lawyer after I've stolen the Crystal Castle from the Art of Disney.
But yeah, I mean, and I did all of that under $15,000,
Okay.
You can have a really good Disney World trip for that amount
Yeah.
for two people.
and that was in Disney World for 10 days.
Yeah.
Wow, it seems like you really get a lot more for your money at Disney World with that.
When you stay
That's
longer.
that's one of
Yeah.
the reasons why I picked Disney World, because I felt like I can make my dollar stretch more.
Well, and the
and-
reality is, if you book at a certain time, you get a free dining plan.
right?
So,
Correct.
Yeah, there are those discounts for doing it in advance.
especially if you're staying at deluxe,
And it was
and
hard
then
for
you get like after hours too.
Yeah, there's after hour stuff. I thought about that. You know,
Yeah.
obviously there's Christmas parties and
Well, no, like because you're staying at a deluxe, you get extra magic
the-
hours.
the tragic hours. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember those.
20 years later, Peter's still traumatized by those hours.
But no, yeah, I mean, the hard thing was picking out restaurants because I'm not a foodie.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, whatever. So I just said, what does my wife like? We just had fish and sushi last night, so that's where my mind was when I made this.
Nice.
Was like, okay, we'll splurge on the sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only big restaurant that I didn't do at Epcot was the Crown and Rose, so I'd probably go back.
That was I looked at that one. I was like, Crown and Rose, because it did have that.
You didn't
with
get
the,
any soggy churros
Epcot
at
fire-
Mexico?
That I mean, that is part of the Epcot fireworks package. It was either that one or the Moroccan one. Those were the two packages. So I think I did put for the Rose and Crown for the fireworks show on that one.
Yeah.
I didn't do the behind the scenes tour. I didn't think that one was worth it.
Hiding behind the seats. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds cramped.
The backside of tomato seeds.
All right, Father Yoder, where are you going? Where are you spending your 15,000?
Hey, I've only got one thought in mind, and that's Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only place you can get Splash Mountain now.
It's true.
Well, zippity-doo-dah.
Gotta go there.
For now, I'm hearing
That's
rumblings.
Mother Yodeler's favorite ride, at least more often than not. Splash Mountain is the one that she's always listed as her favorite
We
attraction.
always had fun.
Yeah.
And you get
Mother
pictures
Yoda really
and-
makes that ride fun.
She does.
You can hear that cackle as she's going down and she's getting wet. That was always exactly.
And you get wet on the Tokyo one.
Oh, really?
They got
I
extra
read
water?
up on that.
They ump the water on their version.
Yeah, they and you read about the Imagineering done on those attractions, and it's just
Oh,
like
it's
when
good.
they
It's
list
the dream.
When you have
list
money.
Winnie the Pooh as the number 4 attraction. You know, people on people's list. If I'm
gotta
going back
ride
to Tokyo
Winnie the Pooh.
Disneyland, I got to ride Winnie the Pooh again, and you go, really? And that's just because of the animatronics and everything.
This is the first trackless ride vehicle for Disney.
And then, you know, Beauty and the Beast is in there, Frozen. Those are
Oh.
all up there.
It's a
so
bucket list to
it-
go
it-
there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely a lot of things and never been there. So that's what I focused on. But there were a lot of pads going in there because the exchange rate with the Japanese yen now is really good.
Yeah.
So you get into the Disney parks for like
It's cheaper.
$70, $80 a day.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean, that's
cheaper.
like,
It's way
whoa,
cheaper.
that's you know, that's
And their hotels
Decades ago.
are reasonable.
they are reasonable.
There's like 300 to get into like the cheapest room at the Disneyland Resort I looked at, and I was like, that's reasonable.
You know, so I was figuring, you know, okay, so I can do 4 days, you know, in the, you know, 2 at the, you know, Disney Sea and 2 at Disneyland. The question is,
So are you doing 4 days in the park?
that's kind of what I'm thinking. The question is whether I'm going to do my also favorite of a day out of the park to kind of rest up in between
Clean
my
the
days
palate.
in, you know, rest the
Right.
old bones
Well, I
and
mean,
muscles. And
you got the money. You don't
Do the
need
resort
to,
day.
to
Yeah.
push yourself. Absolutely. I
if
mean,
you go straight through and
you're also in Japan. There's a lot of cool things to see in Japan.
Yeah.
Tokyo's. I remember when I drove through Tokyo, I was like, I drove by the like Disneyland. I was like, that's so cool. And then I was all like, man, I wish I could just stop off. But like the way Tokyo is, their international and their domestic airports are separate. So you're driving across town when you have to make a connecting flight, and it's scary.
Yeah, and
You're just
anytime
like,
you
no
got a flight
traffic,
going on.
please.
But you know, so it's a little hard navigating the Tokyo Disneyland Hotel app and trying to figure out what things are. I mean, I was looking later. I mean, a lot of the hotels are booked up now, and so it's hard to get the price because they're booked, and you
Yeah.
can only book like 3 or 4 months in advance or things.
They do like vacation plans, and it's
there's
different.
There's no deals on the tickets. They sell 1-day tickets. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
You buy 1-day tickets.
Correct.
You know, but they're reasonable enough. Again, $70 to $80 is like, well, this is great compared to what we're used to at Disneyland.
What
these
day do you
days.
want to go? Well, I want to go this day. Well, that's 163.
Yeah.
Well, how about this day? Well,
200.
the weather will be 100 degrees, so we'll make it a 120 instead.
Yeah.
You're like, man, these are not really good
Yeah.
prices here.
But at the Fantasy Springs Hotel, or the
Yeah,
the
it's
new
nice.
the new one, right?
Yeah,
It has
I
an
mean,
entrance into the new land too.
to just do the 4 or 5 nights there was like $3,000, and I thought, that's not bad,
No,
you
that's
know.
not bad at
and I
all.
was reading in there, it said you can actually get hotels that are on the monorail system for $150 a night,
Yep.
And so the hotel and the ticket pricing is really inexpensive, and so
The only thing that's scary when it comes to planning a Japan trip is the flight to Japan. That's
Yeah.
the expensive thing.
and so that's what I looked, and
I still think it's quite reasonable
I-
to fly
I
across to
looked at
Japan.
it.
That's all I.
It was
Yeah.
under $800. I could
Yeah.
find a flight that, oh no, it stops in Honolulu. I have one stop in Honolulu. That's terrible.
Please don't lay over. Oh no, the plane doesn't work.
Oh,
Oh, no.
I'll just stop at Alani.
You're like, mine stops off in Alaska, and you're like, it's the middle.
I'm in Kamchatka.
So I mean,
Welcome to Russia. You got screwed.
it's very easy to say, for $5,000, you and your spouse can hop on an airplane, fly to Tokyo, spend five nights there, 4 days in the parks, and fly back. But that's only 5 days. My biggest problem is I'd hate flying because I don't fit in the
So you're gonna
seats
get a
very
Are
really-
you going
y-
first?
you're gonna
Or
go-
are you going?
No,
I
that
think
was like
business class.
$10,000.
Yeah, it's gonna be like business class.
It is like bad for that. So I looked at others and I said, well, what if I took a cruise? And Well, you can take a 14-day cruise on the Disney Wonder from Honolulu to Sydney.
Yep.
14 days. You're stopping in American Samoa. You're stopping in Fiji, New Caledonia, and then Sydney. 14 days for two people, $4,600. I thought, man, that's
Is it per
cheap.
person, 4,600?
No.
Total.
Two people.
It's it's transitioning from the U.S. because there's a cruise from Vancouver
Yeah,
to
you can.
Honolulu, and then Honolulu to Australia.
Yeah, the one from Vancouver to Honolulu, that's over 5,000, makes no stops. So you're paying more, stopping less, and it's fewer days, I think. So I thought that was kind of strange, but
There's people that want that port.
Want
They
to
must
go
get
to
money
Honolulu.
from the ports. So like, please stop here. We want your money.
so at that point, I said, well, $10,000 for us to cruise all the way across the Pacific is probably going to bust my budget because there's no discounts flying from Sydney to Japan. They're going to cost you like $500 or whatever and things like that. So you're not going to save anything in airfare.
Just being proximity, it's not.
However, getting a 14-day cruise across the Pacific, stopping in places like Fiji for
That is a
$4,600.
That's nice.
relaxing.
Way to travel
Right.
That is really good. Hold on.
and good service.
Yeah, I would rather take a cruise than.
Fly in a cramped plane.
I don't mind. I've made that
Yeah.
flight numerous times, being like living
You're a little
over
shorter
there.
than I am.
I am, yes, I am small.
Thanks, Father.
Thanks, Father. I am small in stature. Thank you for reminding me. The mirror does it every day, but to hear it out loud, thank you.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Anyway,
Why are my jeans so short?
I thought that's a perk that on the Disney Wonder a cruise for 14 days. That sounds like that could be worthwhile. So
I was wondering, so like, I also planned a trip over to Asia as well. I was wondering, like, it's not that unreasonable. It's like, what did you do with the rest of your money?
So that's
The cruise. I was like, the
5,000
cruise.
There's a little extra money from taking the extra flights, Phoenix to Honolulu, and then from Sydney up to Japan. I also looked into the possibility of going to Hong Kong and Shanghai. Not as excited about going to those places, and they really do add more expense. The exchange rate in Hong Kong and China is not as good as Japan, so they're a little bit more pricey, particularly on the housing.
Yeah,
the hotels.
You're gonna probably spend an extra like $100 to $200 for each of those like areas that you're going to do. But you can do a trip to Tokyo to Hong Kong and Shanghai because your airfare is fairly cheap. But you can do it all in 15 for two people.
Yeah, for 15,000, yes. But I thought
That's
But you're
not
gonna
what you
you're not
wanted.
gonna be moseying your way. You're gonna be like, okay, we're doing two here. Okay, all right, off to the next one.
yeah,
Here we
it's
go.
a little tighter, less enjoyable trip. And so I thought, let me spend the extra on some more airfare, but take that 14-day cruise. That's a deal.
fun.
That
Yeah.
sounded like, if you're gonna cruise, that's the bargain.
And then I found out I was seasick easily. I get motion sickness.
Then you take Dramamine and you sleep all the way
for
through.
14 days. That was your cruise. I don't know. I slept.
But hey, it beats being cramped up on an airplane across the Pacific Ocean. Anyway,
It's a long flight. I think it's 12 to 13 hours flying there, and then you fly the Jetstream coming back, and so it's only like 9 hours to get back to North America.
after I've enjoyed myself, I'll suffer through the trip back.
Yeah, it's much quicker. Yeah.
And so that's kind of my plan is fly to Honolulu. If there's money, maybe I'd stay at Alawani. This cruise happens in I think it leaves October 3rd. arrives in Sydney on
Ooh,
October.
it's summertime down there too.
October 18th, and then I'd fly up to Japan, and I could do the 8 days there, so I'd have a day off between my days in the park, and then fly home. So
Wow, that sounds like a fun trip.
That's a nice
absolutely.
big trip. All right. Japheth, where are you going?
I was gonna do the Asian trip, but then I thought about Adventures by Disney, and this is kind of where I thought,
Which fits your personality and lifestyle and
yeah,
how you like to vacation.
I think so. Actually, this would be kind of different because I'm kind of like, just get me there and I explore.
Right.
yeah,
Kind
this
of
is
person.
more of a tour guide.
This is a tour guide, so this would be
It's planned for you.
it's planned, but this one it's but I've always this is on my bucket list though.
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon. So I'm doing Disney by yeah. I'm spending $8,000 to go 2 hours north of here. 3 hours, yes. So no, I want to go down the Danube River. Do a
Okay,
river
yeah,
cruise.
I
I've
thought
always
about that, the
wanted to
river
do a
cruise.
river cruise. It's on my list. That or go down the Nile. You know, that one, do a river cruise down the Nile.
I'd pick the Danube.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, one person for 8 days, it's about $6,000, and it's gonna cost you about like $1,000 to $1,200 to get you there. So yeah, you'll fly into Hungary, and
Are you hungry?
only for Budapest.
After that flight, I'm sure you are.
Yeah. And then yeah, you'll depart from Munich, so southern Germany. The trip includes 4 locations: Germany, Austria, Slovakia, and Hungary. And you'll get 7 breakfasts, 6 lunches, and 7 dinners. So you're there. You got a nice 8-day cruise going along.
Does Julie Andrews take you through Austria?
There is a location where you go to the monastery and the hill where the film was. So I'm sure you'll do like the hills are alive with tourists.
The neighbors hate us.
Yeah, I mean, you're in Bratislava. You do bike tours. Yeah, there are some. You're in Vienna. You can either like if you can go to a wine house, or you can go to attend a Mozart Strauss concert in a palace. I'm like, oh, I'm totally going to the
Right.
palace. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
oh yeah, it's just
It's a one of a kind of experience. Absolutely.
you've got these different kind of activities where you're going to an abbey, and like you go into towns, you have like make marmalade, and it just seems fun. I always enjoyed going when I go to Europe. I'll go to the big city, but then the next location, I don't go from big city to big city. I'll go to a small town, get to feel the countryside, and it kind of just like relaxes me. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, got a taste of this. Let's go back and have fun in a new town. And so this kind of like fits that. What's great about this is that you have these excursions and then you get back on the boat and your stuff's there.
Right.
That's the tough part where I've always traveled, where I'm like, I'm in a town for like 2-3 days, and then I'm like unpacking,
yeah.
repacking.
Yeah.
Where was this? I can't find my passport. Oh no,
Right.
where's this? There's a strike here. The boat, like, it would be kind of nice to do a trip where I'm right there, just cruising along, seeing a bunch of locations, and my stuff's in one place.
Yeah.
And so that's what was really appealing for me. But yeah, there's all these fun locations to go to, and I just always thought it'd be fun to do a remote cruise. It's on my bucket list, and you're giving me $15,000. I was like, I get to scratch this
Yeah.
off my list. That's for it, and that's
and
what kind of won
Disney
me over.
plans it for you.
You don't
They
have to
do-
think
they
about
do
it.
all the hard
You-
work.
Yeah.
How long is it?
It's 8 days.
8 days.
And that includes like your show up day and then your leaving day.
Right.
So you're really getting like 6.5 days total
Yeah.
on there.
It's like when they say 3-day cruise on the Disney cruise.
You're there
it's
for a
like,
day,
you
one
got
full
like-
day.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things like, oh, that would be really great. And the prices seem reasonable. Yes, there are other riverboat cruises that are probably $2,000 or $3,000 cheaper overall, but yeah, it would just be a trip for my wife and I. I don't think they have a kids zone on it.
No, I don't think so.
It's not like the big cruises that have it,
No.
and I don't think they
Well,
would.
and the boat is not. It's
not
not branded Disney. It's a
Yeah,
third
it's,
Right.
party.
it's chartered out.
Yeah.
to
But
them.
they polish out all your experiences when
Yes.
you're off the boat.
They make sure that you're
Disney
you have-
is the tour guide.
That's basically what you're doing. You're getting a Disney tour guide, but the boat's not Disney. You know, you're not gonna get like the princess coming out feeding you foods on the boat.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse will not show up.
Come on, I want Bratislava, Mickey Mouse.
I know some of those experiences does have Disney, like Mickey will show up for some of them.
But it is fun to see like
Like I think the London one has like Mickey has dinner with you,
Oh,
something
Okay.
like that.
and it's fun to like look at what they provide when you've been to those locations. You're like, oh, that's cool. You get to see that. But then you look at it and you're like, yeah, but if you don't do what they do, you can see a lot more if you're one of those go people. So,
Right.
I would want to just try it out. My wife's one of those like, oh, we're on vacation. Let's absorb everything we can at one moment. And it's like,
Yeah.
you don't get to relax. And this would be like, you have to relax. You have to like slow down.
Yes.
So that would be kind of fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just plain and simple. Just do the cruise, and that's it. I wouldn't have much money left over.
yeah.
I think the whole trip maybe would cost probably like 14,000.
Well, and
I
there's
don't think I would
little
make-
foods and
Nope.
different things.
You know how much marmalade I can get?
Marmalade.
I made so much. That'll cost you 2,000. Gee whiz, that conversion rate.
Bring it back to the States.
bring it back.
They're like,
Mm-hmm.
you've been tariffed. Oh man.
So, I'm going on a Disney cruise.
Hey, where you going?
We're going on the Disney Treasure, one of the newest.
Is that the newest one?
That's one of the newest ships. They only do 7-day cruises,
7 days.
and we're going to Cozumel.
Never heard of it.
Well,
What language is that?
It's Jaqueline.
Jack Dylan.
We're going to Mexico. We're going to the Grand Caymans. We're going to Jamaica.
Ooh, it's the Caribbean.
Yep,
like,
we're going to
everything.
Castaway Cay. Yep. So we're gonna.
And you've experienced a Caribbean cruise, but only a shorter version.
I did a 4-day NASA and Castaway Cay. So we're gonna start off 7-day cruise, which was about 7,000 for two. And then after the cruise, we are, and of course we've got flights to there
Yeah.
and such.
Well,
No,
China's pretty cheap getting there.
Yeah.
It's been consistent for the last like 15 years, where it only costs you about $300 to $400.
Right.
Yeah. I've budgeted for food, like smaller food, souvenirs, tips, and cash for all the cruises and stuff. On the cruise, we're doing some excursions. Well, of course, I'm getting the spa pass. So they have the spa pass where you can go in and out using the spa amenities.
Did you do that last time?
I did, and I loved it. So I would want to try the spa amenities there. I saw they have like an ice room and steam room and different type of, and it's nice because they'll have like hot tubs that aren't used that much. So you kind of have like private hot tubs.
I'm a
and-
fan of the overcrowded
People
ones.
soup? You like the people soup?
I just like just knowing that so many people have peed in my hot tub.
You like people soup?
Yeah.
And then have an overprotective lifeguard like Jim Carrey scream at me.
Yeah, so we've got the spa pass, so I can go in and out using the amenities. But we're in Mexico. We're doing clear kayaking. And in the Grand Caymans, we're going to the Crystal Caves. In Jamaica, we are swimming with dolphins.
I'll pass on that one.
you don't want to swim with dolphins?
I
No.
feel guilty because I ate too much tuna with dolphins.
It was not dolphin-free tuna.
And so, but after my Disney cruise, I'm in Orlando, right? So I'm gonna stop at Disney World,
Okay.
and we're doing 4 nights at Disney World, and I'm staying at the Disney Riviera.
That's the one my wife picked. She
Resort?
picked the Riviera. Because I asked her, I said, you could stay at any resort. Which resort are you staying at? And she looked online. She goes, I want to stay at the Riviera. That's the one that she wanted.
That's
What's
the,
so nice about the Riviera?
well, that's where I used to work before they destroyed it.
Why'd you pick it, Jackie?
They
No.
destroyed it.
I get to stomp all over where I used to work and just spit on the ground and be like, good riddance.
My
Tell all
shoebox.
those employees, oh, you think this is bad? Let me show you what bad is.
No, it's very beautiful. It's kind of like French country kind of themed.
It's a tall hotel. So, like, you're not, like, walking a mile to your room. You just go to an elevator and it's just,
Yeah, it's
So.
connected to the skyline, so it's near Epcot.
You sold Peter.
Well, I
It's-
convinced my wife. My wife picked it, and obviously it's close to Epcot. It's her favorite park.
It's just really pretty, and ever since I saw it made, I was like, I really want to visit it and stay there. It seems so nice and beautiful. My next one was gonna be the yacht club.
Yeah.
That's a bucket
It's
list
the
one.
fancy resort. It's the rich people resort.
Yeah. And then we're doing 4 days, single days, so that way we can we probably wouldn't spend all day at the parks. We would just do partial day, then go back, relax at the hotel, enjoy.
You bring in the little one.
No, it's just the two of us.
Grandma and Grandpa can watch him.
No, sorry, we're on a 14-day cruise in the Pacific.
He's going to Texas. He's spending time with that family.
Jackie doesn't trust us with her kid.
Nope.
And of course, I've got budgeted transportation to the park, from the cruise port and the park. The biggest expense was, of course, the Disney Cruise Line, but also tickets to the Disney park were
It's
expensive.
expensive. They'll cost you.
Yeah. And then all the excursions, of course. But $15,000 to just go on a 7-day cruise in 4 days at Disney World.
So,
Yeah.
so let's see
Whoa.
here. So Father Yoda had the biggest cruise,
Yeah.
biggest trip.
Yeah,
I think
'cause it was
his
like
is the
20
longest.
21 days.
21
or something
days.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
mine was about
11.
11.
I think
Yeah.
yours was 11. Mine was 10.
I'm the shortest.
You're at 8.
Yeah, 8. I mean, there's travel
Right.
back, but it's less than yours.
I did originally wanted to do Alani, then Tokyo, but it was getting difficult with the Tokyo site with planning that. But that was one option you could do because it's only 5 hours and then 10-hour flight.
What's really cool
Right.
about with Tokyo, Disney, you're not on the outskirts of Tokyo. You're
You're in the heart of it.
you're in the heart of
You're
where
not
it is.
far from anything.
The airport's not far. Downtown Tokyo's not far.
Yeah.
And plus the rail network is just
Very
amazing.
efficient. Very efficient.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting to see where we would spend our money, what we would mark off of our bucket list, what kind of trip we would do with our spouse. What would you do with $15,000 for Disney?
I'm going to rob a Crystal Castle.
You could
3,000 to bribe.
Right?
you could buy 130 shares of Disney stock. 4 years ago, it was at a high price, so it's kind of on a low price now. So if it went back to that high price, it would be worth $23,000, and that was just 4 years ago. So, you could think about that.
You could
too.
invest. So let us know in our comments.
That's not a very entertaining podcast. I buy these shares. Anything else? No, they would sit on my electronic portfolio.
I followed the rules. I gave the money to Disney.
Now give me my dividends, Disney. You should fire that CEO. He's not making me money.
I think overall, when like I thought 15,000, that's so much money. What can you spend your money on? And then when I was doing it, planning it, I go, wow, I could spend this really fast.
Oh yeah.
You could, but like you also have to like look at like what would you really? Because like the nice thing about spending $15,000 is that you don't necessarily have to think about what you're spending. You know, you can just do whatever you wanted, and that's what I ended up is like. What could I do? And I went and looked at the list of things like horse-drawn carriage. That sounds fun. How much is that?
Well, you break out of what you've already seen and done.
Right.
You can really get into the fun amenities, and that's what Disney World was really about.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you could come here. You've already experienced Disneyland. You've experienced half of Magic Kingdom. Why don't you come do some of the cool resort things we've got here?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what's kind of fun about that.
Yeah. So let us know your thoughts on how much money you would spend on a Disney vacation. You can follow us on all of our social medias. You can email us at matterhornyodlers@gmail.com. But with that being said, have a magical day.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember before your bobsled comes to a complete stop to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember...
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.